South Africa is locking horns with five-time champions Cameroon in a last 16 clash in Rabat. The game went to a half-time break at this moment, with Cameroon leading now 1-0. SABC crew is at a fan zone in Midrand, where South Africans are watching the match to support the boys. Xoli, so has the atmosphere changed after that first goal?
Indeed, the atmosphere has changed slightly. But even though Bafana Bafana are a goal down against Cameroon at the halftime break, there is optimism, especially in this venue here in Midrand. There is the belief that Bafana can still score 2 or more goals and walk away victorious and, of course, book their spot in the quarterfinal of the AFCON. But I am not alone. To dissect this halftime is Dr. Walter Steenbok, the former technical director at the South African Football Association. Firstly, before we get into the match, a huge congratulations, Doctor.
Thanks a lot, Xoli, and it was important just to be able to walk the talk, and try to motivate a lot of young black people in South Africa that education is the key to opening up all doors, that you need. Yeah. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely inspirational. And, what was also inspirational was how we started in terms of Bafana Bafana. Those first 20 minutes, I thought at least we should have been about 2-0 or maybe even 3-0 up.
Yes, Xoli. I mean, this is the first match where the technical team, the analysts, and the players stuck to a very, very good plan. You can see good changes made today. A 3-4-3 that really suits us so well. But again, like what you said, we didn't really score early, and that really puts a little bit of pressure on us because we dominated the first 20 minutes, and Cameroon's technical team had to make a change, to solidify on the left, which was a very big problem for them. But all is not lost. We're doing quite well, but we need to be able to believe in what we are doing.
How concerned are you in terms of how we are leaking in those goals? This is yet another match where there is no clean sheet to talk about.
Yeah, in the past 3 matches and now this match, we have conceded in all the matches, and that has been a key concern for us. But what is good about today's game is that the structure and the technical plan is really going well for us. So I still believe that we need to keep the ball. We still have some good arsenal on the bench, and to be for the coach to instill the little bit of discipline on the players who are coming on board. But I think in the first 15 minutes of the second half, if we get a goal, we are back in this game.
So you don't advise any changes to be brought on in that second half?
There will be changes, for example, in the 60th minute, but we've been doing well. I mean, the inclusion of Rele has been really good for us because he brings a lot of surprise that Cameroon didn't really expect that, but we still need to progress the ball a little bit better from the first phase into the second phase so that we can be able to be in attack. But Apolis in the last 15 minutes was lively. Lyle is also good there. Rele is there. So I don't think there's panic for us. We need to believe in our DNA, and also in our technical and national identity and our heritage that we can win this match. But for me, the first 15 minutes of the second half, let's just solidify, but then maybe in the 60th minute we can make changes.
And what do you say to those that have said maybe this has been a cautionary approach, especially from Coach Bruce, in terms of just being heavily defensive?
Yeah, it has to be cautionary because we have considered in the last 3 matches and also in this match. So when that happens, you've got to take stock of what really happened. So you've got to be able to make sure that you sustain the team first, build up from there, then you can start moving. But today you can see the changes that he did today, that he was very brave enough to make the changes and also the tactical structure. But it's always important in a tournament like this one that you respect the opponent also. So that's why you see that there were changes, because we have been conceding goals, sometimes unnecessarily, but this is what happens in a tournament. But let's hope that the team can be able to believe in themselves and will make the right change at the right moment.
And it's so important that they score early on in the second half to at least settle the nerves and start that half well. What does South Africa now need to do to make sure they walk away with victory and also try not to push the game out to extra time and a penalty shootout?
Look, we have the players on the bench. We have players like Moremi, who can always influence matches. And I think also you see on the left, he started with Kabini just to solidify on the left, because he didn't have to block the left area where Mbumo is there. So you've got Mbokazi on the left, you've got Kabini there on the left, but it's now time to able to bring players like Mudiba to release the pressure also from the defense to attack. But you also have players like Murem, you have Mahopa, so, and also the Master Chef. You know, I think games like this really need somebody who's free-flowing, who's happy, and who wants to play. So I think there's still more chances and more opportunities for us to be able to swing this game to our favor.
So we're definitely going through to the quarterfinals. What's your score prediction?
We have to. I think this is a game that you can still win 2-1 or 3-2, you know, but it's going to be important for us to believe that even if the first 15 minutes of the second half we don't score, but that we continue with the belief and also with our national playing philosophy, because our tactical approach, our technical framework will always allow us to be able to get through in matches like this. But the belief and keeping the ball and always probing all the time will be very important.
Absolutely love your analysis, not just on SABC News, but SABC Sport as well. I am going to release you because I know the second half is about to get underway. Thank you so much, Dr. Walter.
And you look beautiful, by the way.
So much. Now I'm smiling from ear to ear. Dr. Walter Steenbok, of course, the former technical director at SAFA, and who has been doing brilliant analysis on SABC, just telling us that there is truly hope for Bafana Bafana. All that they need to do is to continue playing in the manner that they have been, and of course just to be more clinical in front of goal. They might be 1-0 down against Cameroon, but there is belief that Bafana can walk away with victory and book their spot in the quarterfinal against Morocco. Xoli, I'm going to take it back to you in studio.